Ladies and gentlemen, Bush Perry Field. It is, our first postseason Dublin Irish Coaches Show. And, Coach, talking with you off camera, and we really can't brush by this. And, I guess, we knew we had a good squad this year, but this is our first playoff appearance since 2015.
Yep.
So
that's my understanding.
Yeah, that's what we're gathering here. That's what, the last playoff sign out there, 2015. It sounds right to me.
Yes, sir.
So first playoff appearance in a while regardless. So let's talk on that, and how special is it for this team to get into the playoffs?
Well, that's every coach's goal at the beginning of the year is you want to make those playoffs. You got to get hot at the right time. You got to be able to come in your top four in your region. And luckily our guys were able to do it this year. Like I said, it's been since 2015, since Dublin has been in the state playoffs. I couldn't be more excited with the group of guys that we have to be able to experience this playoff run right here. And we hope it's going to be a run. We don't want to go out there and be one and done, but you never know. Bacon County, that we'll talk about in a little bit, is going to be a good team to go down there and compete against. But I'm just excited for these seniors. These guys kind of came in at the same time that I did.
Right.
They basically had to sit out a year and certain things and go through that 365-day period. They came out here with us last year. We didn't make the playoffs last year, but going into their final season, being my third season, their third season, and to get these guys to be able to go out and get in a playoff atmosphere, I think that's one of the reasons that those guys wanted to come over here and try and compete and be able to turn some things around here. So I couldn't be more excited. Of course, being able to practice this week, getting ready for a playoff game, because, last 2 years we haven't been able to do that. So it's going to be exciting for the guys. I think they've got a lot of energy. Some things are kind of turning around and clicking with us right now. So I couldn't be more excited for Dublin High School baseball, the group of young men I have in here, Dublin City Schools, the community, and also for our parents that have been here through the last 2 to 3 years. We kind of how we're at. So I'm telling you, I can't, all weekend long after Friday night's game, my head spun all weekend, and I'm just trying to figure out, okay, scenarios, this and that, getting information from other coaches about everything. And Coach Brown's been good with me on that. He texted me early Saturday morning and says, Coach, I'm so doggone excited, man, let's go. So there's a lot of excitement going around here. The school's excited, we are. Let's go start the playoffs. That's it.
This week. And you mentioned, you talk, obviously you're fired up, and, hey, me as well, and you talk about the playoff atmosphere. And, Coach, you played. How different is it going to be? Or just the atmosphere for these guys to step into the playoffs?
Well, regular season stuff it's more of it's not a sprint. It's that marathon. You've got to have guys to stay healthy. You got to make certain plays and be able to get in these playoffs. And we've got a tough region, like we said. Our region is very, very tough with Blakely, Swainsboro, Jefferson, and East in it. And luckily, we were able to come in the third spot and be able to go to the playoffs. But as far as that playoff atmosphere, I know for me, the very first year I was here at Dublin High School, we made the playoffs. I was a freshman, if I'm not mistaken. Probably may have cost us a chance to play in the state championship game. I was nervous. I was a freshman playing third base, and actually we were playing the legendary Bobby Howard down at Columbus High School. Always had great programs. We were down at their place, and I couldn't catch a ball at third base. I think, not saying I didn't make any errors that year, I'm pretty sure I did, but I was pretty consistent up to that point. And then we got in the playoffs, and I tell you, I butchered some balls at third base. Hadn't seemed to do that during the regular season. So I think just those nerves, it let me grow up too for the last couple of runs that we have when I was here. But it does get nerve-wracking. That's when what I told these guys. When you come out here, you're going to have nerves. You're going to have jitters. You're going to come out and play your best. But how do we slow the game down? That was something for me that I had to learn at a young age. And as you get older, you'll understand this a little bit better as they play in games like this. That's why we want to get in the playoffs every year, so we understand the playoff atmosphere. It's not something when you've got a great team and you have a good shot of getting somewhere, you want to have that playoff scenarios happened in the past so you can know. Now, I don't know where these guys are going to go. This is the first round. We've got to worry about game one with Bacon on Thursday. But it's something that I'm glad they're getting to experience it for some of the younger kids. And we've just got to be able to keep our composure, not get that adrenaline too high. So when that ball is hit to you or the pitch is thrown to you or you got to make a pitch, you know, you're gripping the bat a little bit tighter, the ball a little bit tighter, not feeling the ball out front. But it does now. Playoff atmosphere can change the way you go out and approach the game. And I think our guys are in a good spot, good mindset right now that they're ready to go attack it, and let's see what happens.
For sure. And, you know, I think you're in a unique spot. You mentioned as a freshman you got your first playoff experience. Coach, everybody on this team has no playoff experience, including your seniors.
Right.
Everybody's going in this.
Well, I don't as a high school baseball coach either, you know. So the only one that really has a playoff experience are my other two coaches. Would be Coach Wallace. That was in Washington County. They made the playoffs last year. He made it in the past. And then Coach Brown when he was the head coach. So at West Lawrence. So I'm the same way. You know, it's going to be a new experience for me. So it's just not the kids, but it's myself as a high school coach. This is my first time too, so trust me. I've got some butterflies turning in this stomach since last Friday night, so we'll see what happens.
For sure. You need the butterflies in your stomach for the playoffs, Coach.
If you don't, then I think there's a problem at the end of the day. You know, I don't think you're human if you don't have that little bit of nervousness, that pregame type jitters and all that leading up to this stuff. So, yeah.
No doubt. Let's take it back, Coach. So there was 2 East games before when we last met. There was still 2 East games to go, right?
Yes, sir.
So then you played at East, and then senior night was here.
Right.
Of course, 2 big wins there. Let's talk up senior night, Coach. How special was it to honor those seniors out here?
Well, like I said earlier, you know, those guys have been here since I got here, except for one, which was Ethan, who came in and sat out last year. So they've gone through the ups and downs that we've had the last 3 years, and learning my system. I'm learning these guys. And as we come out here, as we came out last Friday night for senior night, you know, that was hard for me. My first, really, nothing against the past seniors, but 4 guys that we know this in the playoffs, so it's a different scenario. So we came out, got my wife come up here, we painted their numbers up there, Irish seniors on it, and I think she did a fantastic job doing that. So the seniors came up, we got some pictures up, we came out. What I did was I got their moms to send me a song. So our guys lined up out here, and then their parents got with them, and as they started walking in, whatever song their mom wanted for their child, we played about 30 seconds to a minute clip, let them go out. So we did all 3 of those guys, and then, of course, we had a little paper that we go through, talk about the future, things they enjoyed here and all of that. And then once we did that, I kind of came up and I found this little video online about moms. I think moms are so important in our life. Nothing against the dads, they are too. But it's just something about that mother-son bond. So we got out and I played about a 1.5, 2-minute video about the importance of your mom. And I think that kind of hit home to a bunch of the players and a bunch of the fans. Kind of hit hard to me. It was hard for me. I mean, I got a little choked up out here because that group of seniors that I have that are going to leave us were the same guys that sat right here in this dugout the day my dad passed away. So that kind of hit me. I mean, I did. I get teary-eyed and stuff like that because I know my dad will be right here cheering us on. So I wanted these kids to understand, don't let a day go by, especially on senior night when your parents are out here with you and people are watching. Don't let a day go by where you don't tell your parents that you love them. Right. Don't go to bed mad at somebody in your family or somebody else, because you never know. Right. Like for me, I sat here, got that phone call at 4 o'clock, and my son took off out of here. I never spoke to my dad again. Yeah. So you don't know when that day or the good Lord punches your ticket and you got to go to heaven. Hopefully that's where everybody's going. It's tough. I mean, it was really tough. So I wanted them to understand the importance of family out here. When we break down at the end of every day, we talk about family. That's what I want these kids to understand. And I sat there and told them, hug your mom, hug your dad, make sure you tell them you love them, because it gets tough. I mean, I remember the last conversation I had with my dad the night before, and then all of a sudden I'm never going to get this. I speak to him every day now. Right. May not be face-to-face, but I speak to him every day, and he gets me through tough times. Even now that he's not here, he's made me the person that I am. But that was just something I thought was special for those guys, to have a little thing that talks about how important family is, especially their moms, because their moms, you know, carried them for 9 months. That's just that bond that you have with your kids. So I thought it was a good night. Luckily, we came out, we played good, got to win, and it just turned out to be a good situation. And I'm excited for these young men, all across the board, from my freshmen to my seniors.
No doubt. Coach, such a special senior night there, and not your typical senior night, but I think it's so important, especially all these guys, you know, their parents are out here for the games. They're getting them through. They're getting them where they need to be, things like that. So, so important that, you know, make sure you tell your parents you love them.
And that's what you have to do every day. And that's one thing we try and stress as much as I can around here. There's a lot of people in your lives that have influence on you that you call your friends, you know, that you want to call when you're down and out or when you're struggling, whether it's in school or just in life, at work or at baseball. But at the end of the day, I can promise anybody that's listening to this, your mom and dad or whomever takes care of you are going to be the most important people in your life. Whether it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you need something from them, or it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully it's not 2 o'clock in the morning, you're not doing anything you're not supposed to be doing. But I can promise you, your parents are going to be there. They brought you into this world. They made a decision to bring you into this world. They're the ones that's the most important pieces to how these young men, once we try and mold them as much as we can, because we're around them just as much as their parents are, especially during school and coaching, but understanding that their mom and dad are going to be there for them through thick and thin, regardless from this moment on. Yeah, they took care of you a little, but they also going to take care of you when you're older. And that's the biggest thing I want these young men to understand, that how much family is so important to everything that these kids go through the rest of their lives once they walk out this gate for the last time.
That's right, no doubt. Bigger than baseball out here.
No doubt.
Irish baseball, and we got big things to talk about when we come back. Let's take a break, Coach, but when we come back, let's talk playoff baseball.
Let's do it.
Y'all stay with us.
Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and air conditioning unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new unit, Amana offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff can help you today at Allen's Heating and Cooling. Your Amana dealer. Amana, last and last and last. North, south, east, or west, Friendly Gus is on your way today. Fuel up with Friendly Gus's delicious breakfast, made fresh every day. Your wallet and your belly will thank you. Choose from our 20, 40, and 60-piece chicken finger and wing platters. And don't forget the tater logs. Our food is always fresh and our service is always friendly. Friendly Gus, on your way today. Also shop Cochran Brothers Cash and Carry at 320 South Jefferson in Dublin for additional items like paper products, chicken wings, bulk drinks, spices, sauces, and more.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Coach, like I said, we got playoff baseball to talk about. We're traveling to Bacon County Thursday, tomorrow, for a double header. Okay. If we're not playing on Friday, hopefully we're looking at we've already
won. Hopefully,
yeah, hopefully.
Yes.
But we won't look ahead too much. Game 1 is going to be so important, Coach, tomorrow, especially with everybody's got them butterflies. You know, playoff baseball. You got to get in early and get settled in Game 1. I imagine.
There's no question. It's one of those things where we're traveling to Bacon County tomorrow. First game starts at 4 o'clock with the second game. You know, after the first one ends. We were looking at the weather this week. We didn't know what the weather was going to do. When we started looking at it on Friday, Friday night even into Saturday, Wednesday was good, and all of a sudden Thursday was bad, Friday was bad. So we tried to make some conversations with GHSA, some other stuff. No games could get moved. Well, then we decided, should we try and move the game up earlier on Thursday to get an earlier start? Well, as we kind of kept going along, we looked at the weather. It kind of backed up. Thursday night, Thursday during the day, right after lunch, was supposed to rain, and then late that night. Well, as we looked at it yesterday, seems like everything is pushed back to even later. Okay. So hopefully that weather's going to hold off tomorrow, and we're going to be able to get both games in. Bacon County, you know, I think they're kind of like us in a sense. They've got a couple guys that can run it up there, I think in the maybe 75, 80 range, 81 range. And they compete. There's a lot of things that I think they do well from talking with other coaches as we kind of get together and talk. I think our guys are ready and they're up for the challenge. We've done some things this week at practice that are preparing us for what we think they're going to do offensively, defensively, and other stuff. So, you know, the biggest thing for us is we've got to go down Game 1 like we were talking about. We got to come out from first pitch and not take our foot off the throttle. Right. We can't get get lax. We can't do this. If we score a few runs, we can't not try and score more. If we get behind, we got to overcome that adversity and put a crooked number up and try and get back in the game. If you make an error, you got to shake it off. You got to be ready for the next one. Can't take your at bat or your error to the plate or into the field with you. So we're going to come out, and as like I said, we talked about those 4 seniors on senior night. They're going to be the ones.
That's it.
I mean, that's our guys. They're going to be. Ethan's going to be pitching. Ethan Moore's going to be pitching. Zach Wall, Jace Gile. Ty's going to probably get some innings when he's not at shortstop. So I think we have a lot going on, but it's what these seniors are going to do, and we will go out and probably start Ethan Moore game 1. I'm sure that's what we're going to do, and then probably Jace Giles game 2. And we hope we can go there and not have to have that if game on Friday. I hope it's in our favor that we don't have the if game, but if we do, we'll travel back down there Friday. I don't know that game time on Friday yet if we have to go down and play one. But hopefully we're sitting here on Friday getting ready for that next round. Right. You always want to think positive, but Bacon, they're a good team now. They're a good team, and their coach down in Noble, we've talked a little bit here and there, and I think it's going to be a good atmosphere. He's taking really good care of us, communications and all that, so I'm excited to get down there and strap it on tomorrow, and let's see what happens.
We're ready to playoff baseball here tomorrow. And like you said, Bacon's a good squad. You look on Max Preps, I think the records Fighting Irish really close.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, could be toss-up. You know, it's going to take one team, you know, outplaying the other. What is it going to take, Coach? What is that big piece? We got to do this to beat Bacon County.
I think for us, we got to play clean defensively. Yeah. I think offensively, we started clicking on some cylinders the last couple of games. We're putting the ball in play, working on a lot. I think it's going to be the team, of course, at the end of the day that makes less errors. Right. I think our error limit's to 1 or 2. We can't go where we're making the 4 or 5 like we made in the past. You're getting yourself in trouble. You gotta make the routine play, and you gotta be able to throw strikes. Those strikes, those 2 things, offensively, it's going to help you because now your defense is able to make plays. We're not just standing out there because we can't throw strikes. We're making errors. I think that puts the confidence in our dugout when we come in and swing because we got a guy on the mound that's throwing strikes and everybody's making the plays behind them. So I think from the start, yes, my biggest fear is those nerves type situations. We get a little bit tight, get a little bit tense, and we're just not relaxed defensively. So if I think we play a good, clean defensive series, we should be okay.
No doubt. Got to get settled game 1. Mentioned that, Coach. It's going to be big. Traveling to Bacon County, or do we know we're going to have a big crowd out there? We need our Irish faithful out there as well.
There's no question about it. I think we will. I think everybody's really excited about it. I think what our plans are tomorrow, we're going to get out around 10:30. We're going to go get a good lunch here in town. We're going to go back over to the indoor facility, get everything together, get on that bus around 12 o'clock. We'll go down, we'll stretch. I think we have, I think we're in their cages at 2:30, so we're going to take, we're going to hit down there from 2:30 to about 3 o'clock. We'll take infield, or 3:30, then around 3:30 we're going to take infield, and then 4 o'clock the game's going to start. So they've already sent us their itinerary for what they're going to do at their place. We've got our itinerary together. I've sent it out to the parents, and I just want these kids to realize they're going to travel. Our fans, I think, will travel. Right. It's the first time, like we said, since 2015. We've got some great parents and great community support with the board members at the school, to the principals, to everybody that have sat back, to our AD, to everybody that says, hey, we're excited about this for you guys. Let's go down there. Let's have a good following. Hopefully everybody will come down and get back on this train with us. I know it's been a while. We're going to try and continue to improve our system, improve our baseball program. And with the parents that we have, they're going to travel. That's right. They're going to travel, and I think all of them are excited. A bunch of them are texting me on Sunday, hey, do we know when we're playing? We know this and that. I said, soon as I know, I promise you will know, because everybody wants to make plans. Right. Sooner or better we can make plans, and that's a better opportunity to get all these fans down there and watch us play on Thursday.
No doubt. Hey, need a big crowd. Irish playoff baseball. You can feel it in the air out here at Bush Perry. Sir. It's a different feeling out here this morning because it's playoff time. Let's take one more break. Y'all stay with us.
It's March, and that means 3 things: St. Patrick's Day celebrations, championship basketball, and great deals at Dublin Nissan. With rates as low as 0% on new Nissans and 3.9% on select CPO models, now's the time to save a pot of gold at Dublin Nissan.
Pathfinder 0% for 36 months. Frontier 2.99% for 36 months.
Congratulations to the Trinity Christian Crusaders and the Wilkinson County Warriors for their state championships.
MedFirst is committed to service and quality care. Located on Hillcrest Parkway near Fairview Park Hospital, we're built on the philosophy of continually providing new and effective services to meet the healthcare needs of the communities we serve. We have a complete inventory of all the latest in-home medical equipment and appliances. Also, the latest technology in seat lift chairs is displayed in one of the largest medical showrooms anywhere. MedFirst has become a leader in sleep therapy in the Middle Georgia area as well as home respiratory services. We have staff on call to help you at any time, so call us day or night, 478-274-1900, or come by and see us at 1204 Hillcrest Parkway.
All right, welcome back, Irish fans. And Coach, you know the old saying, got to get hot at the right time. It's got to be our best baseball this series against Bacon County. And hopefully that East Lawrence sweep is going to carry into the playoffs and still hot. We'll see, Coach. Excited for tomorrow, doubleheader tomorrow, big games. Been a fun regular season, Coach.
Yes.
Finally into the playoffs and the up and down regular season.
Yep.
Let's hit it hard right here and go into the playoffs red hot.
Well, I hope that we do, and that's the key, you know. And the East Lawrence series for us, I thought we came out, swung the bat well. The guys had a little more energy over here in the dugout, which, of course, is your rivals. You're going to do that. But that's the intensity, the energy, and everything that we need to have in that dugout. They started it in that series, and that's what we've talked about on Monday and Tuesday, and we'll even talk about it again today. Carry that over into this series. Don't get down. Come out and fight. Don't let this be for these seniors. Don't let this be your last game.
Right.
You know, you don't want to walk through this gate with a loss right now. Let's go as far as we can in this thing. Strap it on tight. Let's go play. I'm excited. The coaches are excited. I'm telling you, this is going to get fun. You know what I mean? Because for me, like I said, it's our first one, and I've been my wife's just going, why are you pacing so much? Why, can you just sit down even at the house? I'm going, I've got 10,000 things running through my mind about just how excited I am for these kids, the community, and everything else. What are we going to do if I get in this situation? Who may be the first guy in? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? So my brain's just spinning right now, but we're excited, and you know, we're going to get into the reason we're able to do all this stuff, but I'm excited for it.
For sure, Coach. Look, your biggest sponsors, your biggest supporters, your biggest sponsors, we ain't going to leave them behind for playoff baseball. Let's go ahead and highlight them.
No, we're not, and that's one good thing, you know, with the sponsors we're going to talk about right here, the things we've been able to do that we've talked about a lot this year, that we can get these guys a good meal before we get on the road, or certain things they may need. They've taken care of us this year.
Right.
They are such a big part of what we're able to do here. And I can't tell you how excited I am to see the support when we talk to all these people about buying the signs, what we're going to use this stuff for. Now that it's the playoff time, it's even going to help us even more because we got travel. You know, we're going to be on the road right here. We got to have food before we go. We got to have food after we go. So all this stuff is very important. And these people right here on this folder were unbelievable for us this year. So we're going to go on and get into it right here. This is our sponsors, and I want to thank you once again to all of our sponsors, also TV 35, to our school system, from superintendent, let's start at the top, from the board to the superintendent to the principals to the ADs to the teachers and everybody that supported these young men this year, and hopefully further into the playoffs that we can go. But thank you to everybody. Y'all don't understand how important it is, and how I want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart for what y'all have done for our program this year. And let's continue to hopefully have these great relationships with y'all. Anything y'all need from us, reach out, please let us know. So the first one here is A+ Flooring, Garage, Overhead Doors and Construction, Bubba's Tire, Middle Georgia Family Dentistry, Walker's Formula, Southern Yell Apparel, Morris Bank, Yates Insurance and Real Estate, Georgia First Bank, Hobbs Sporting Goods, or Self-Storage, or Insurance Agency, Friendly Gus, Dublin Ford, Pickle Barrel, Ryland Environmental, Dublin Chevy Nissan GMC, Sign Wraps and more, Shell Realty, Shamrock Nutrition, Farmer State Bank, Rehab Advantage and Sports Medicine, City of Dublin Natural Gas, Clements and Keene Insurance, Robbins Financial Credit Union, MPHI, Chick-fil-A, Community Bank of Dublin and Lawrence County, Georgia United Credit Union, Piggly Wiggly, CSS, Allen's Heating and Cooling, Mitch Warnick Attorney at Law, Also, in our senior package the other night, I don't know exactly off the top of my head who helped get a lot of this stuff ready, but I know the other night I was kind of jealous. When I come out and I see all this stuff that these seniors had, I think they ended up getting a Yeti cooler. They got some oil change type stuff for their cars from some dealerships and some other things. Man, they had a nice packet put together for them. So I want to thank our parents that were in charge of getting everything for these guys and making it a special night. Like I said, at the end of the day, I'm a little jealous, but I'm glad these guys deserve it. I don't deserve any of the credit. I don't need any of it. Our coaches don't want any of it. It's all about these kids and what they've done. Thank you to our parents once again for putting on a great night for your young men. Let's continue to do this. Let's build on it. Let's be back out here as much as we can doing some more interviews. Let's see if we can have some more Wednesday interviews as we keep this thing going, hopefully.
No doubt.
So appreciate it once again. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Yes, I appreciate everything you've done. And let's get ready to play some ball.
No doubt, playoff ball. I can't say it enough, Coach. Need our boys to step up. I think they're ready to step up to the plate tomorrow. We are excited. It's going to be at Bacon County. Come on out to it. Dublin Fighting Irish in the playoffs. Coach, what you got?
You know what we got? It's a big one right here.
Yeah, this is it.
Go Irish!